Whenever somebody mentions Moshe Safdie, I think of the magnitude of his architecture. I think of what a titan he is in the history of our discipline.
He's an architect who has been able to cross different cultures and somehow continue pushing his work through different experience.
When I see Moshe Safdie's work, I see McGill very clearly there. He probably is the most famous graduate from the school.
At age 15, I enrolled at Westmont High, and as we reached grade 11 and graduation, I received an aptitude test. It said excel in mathematics, excel in the arts, the two lines crossed, and it said suitable for architecture. I knew nothing about architecture. I'd never been to an architect's office. I come from a family of merchants, textile merchants. But it somehow lit something in me, and I said, architecture, I'm going for it. And soon I was at McGill. I was discovering I had some talent as an architect, just discovering it. And it was being nourished by the faculty. It was like a plant coming out and the faculty watering it every day and encouraging me. And that is a kind of a nurturing that was going on that gave me a great deal of confidence. In the fifth year, one before graduation, just before we did our thesis, a traveling scholarship was announced. One student from every school of architecture in Canada would travel together through the summer to study housing throughout North America. And when I came back, I knew that's my thesis. I'm going to try and reinvent the apartment building.
I remember the first time I saw Habitat. Of course, I had studied it in the history of architecture, 1967, such an important building and such an important statement also about how the world will be and how we will live in the future.
This is a building that everyone knows all over the world. I think it's taught at university. I studied it when I was at university at the Politecnico in Milano, in Italy.
It had to do, I think, with his either bravery or recklessness, depending on how you look at it, because he was doing something that a very seasoned architect would think twice about doing, which is building something that hasn't been done before.
The very idea that Habitat, a student's project, a recently arrived immigrant, who never built a building before, was entrusted with something that large and complex by civil servants, by the federal government, by the provincial government, shows something about the spirit of Montreal and Canada, and the enthusiasm and the optimism and trust of young people that was part of the spirit of the time.
Habitat was just, how can I say, the stone, the philosophic stone on which he could build this fearlessness and relentlessness and audacity and vision that he had. And it's only right that he decides to keep his legacy there.
I think that every country wants to claim Moshe Safdie as their own, and to have his work come back to Montreal, where it all began, is a very special thing. We have the opportunity to look at it from its earliest days to the present day and to trace his design trajectory through the course of his career.
Je pense que ça va être vraiment bénéfique pour les étudiants d'avoir accès à cette collection-là puis de pouvoir s'immerger d'une manière jamais possible auparavant dans le travail de Moshe Safdie puis de laisser ça informer leur travail à l'école.
Is incredibly significant for students in recognizing that the work you do as an architect is valuable way beyond the actual buildings that you do. I think the ambition to do something that is significant is definitely part of the gifts. I think that's what's really magnificent about the gift is it's for the future.